Hi, so in this video I'll be showing you how to produce a sectional drawing, and this is in relation to your CXC exam coming in the next few weeks. Now here I have a CXC past paper question, and this is what it wants us to do. It says that figure 1 on the enclosed sheet, here I have it in front of me on my PDF here, but in the exam you'll have it in front of you. Alright, now it says that on the enclosed sheet it shows an outline for a floor plan. Alright, and this floor plan is a 2-bedroom residence, and the building is to be covered with a hip roof. Now it is very important that you read the instruction. This is how you're going to know what to do and how to do it. Alright, now here it says that A, and this is what it wants you to do. It wants you to draw to a scale of 1 in 50. Alright, and this 1 in 50 do not mean you're going to multiply the measurements given by 50. Alright, you're going to draw the sectional elevation in this case based on the measurements given. When it comes on to scaling, that is done at the end when you're laying out your drawing. Alright, now it says you are to do a full section through AA, and this section should include foundation detail, floor construction, wall details, roof details, and 3 vertical dimensions. Alright, now in addition to this, you need to show clearly the sectional details, and you are to print a title and the scale used at the base of each drawing. Alright, now in addition to this, they want you to know that any dimensions not given is up to your discretion, so you can just come up with your own measurement or use your best judgment there. Now here it has the specifications, and it says that there are 3 types of doors here: the D1, D2, and D3. D2 door is a flush door, and it is 900 millimeters wide by 2000 millimeters high. D1 door is a glass sliding door, and this is 1800 millimeters wide by 2100 millimeters high. D3 door is a flush door, and it is 750 millimeters wide and 2000 millimeters high. There are also 2 types of window utilized in this drawing: a double 1 window and a double 2. Double 1 window is an awning type window, and the measurement for that is 1200 wide by 1200 high, and these measurements are in millimeters. Double 2 door, which is a glass double 2 window, that is, which is a louver window, and the dimensions for this is 600 millimeters wide by 600 millimeters high. It says that the external walls are concrete block walls, and they are 150 millimeters thick with 10 mm plaster on both sides. Alright, ignore this part in the exam. Focus on this portion here. Alright, so these are for the external walls. Alright, that's for the external wall. Internal walls is a concrete, and it is 100 millimeters thick. Here it talks about the foundation. It says that it is a reinforced concrete continuous strip foundation, and it is 200 mm thick, and the width is 600 mm wide. Alright, it says that the hip roof overhang is 450 millimeters. All the information needed for the sectional drawings is basically here. Talks about the floor, and it says that the concrete slab is 100 millimeters thick, and then there is a concrete sand screed on top of that, and that is 20 mm, and then there is a 50 mm sand blinding on top of that. Alright, it also says that there is an the hard core is 150 millimeters thick. Alright, now if you did your SBA, you would know these parts of the section, as well as if you have done the sectional details. Now it says that the height of the finished floor to the top of the ring beam is 2800 millimeters, and you'll need those information, and all of that here is worth 80 marks right here. Alright, here we're looking at the floor plan. Alright, and we can see the cutting plane A, so it means that it cuts across this wall here and this window 1 here, so double 1 window here, and there is an opening here. Alright, and then it cuts through this wall, and then it cuts through this window here. Alright, so I cut through bedroom 2, dining area, and the kitchen. Alright, so let's get into things. Alright, now I'm going to be adding the image of my floor plan here. Just to prevent me going back and forth. In the exam, you'll have your paper in front of you. Let me just scale this to an appropriate size. That's what, 4475. Alright, cool. Now, similar to when we're doing the elevation, it is the same process that we're going to be doing here. I'm just going to start things off by first drawing an horizontal line, and this horizontal line will represent my finished floor level. Alright, I'm then going to draw a vertical line from this corner here up, and the measurement for this is going to be the height that was given to us. They said that it was, and I'm going to double check, 2,800. So I'm going up 2,800. Now please bear in mind you could also use the multi-line tool for this here if you want. So remember, the command for multi-line is always ML, press enter, adjust the justification to 0, adjust the scale to the thickness of the wall. This here would be an external wall, so it would be 150. And then you will simply draw up your line like this. And that would basically give you the wall. Alright? Then for the other wall, they said that it is actually 3,000 millimeters away from the first wall over here. So this one here that the section line cuts through. Alright, and let me just draw my imaginary section line through here so you can see what's going on. Let me change the color. Something that you can see. I'm sure you must be able to see that already. Alright, now that's the cutting plane. Alright, so now we need to draw this wall here that the cutting plane passes through and the opening. Now this is an internal wall, this is also an internal wall, so these are going to be 100 rather, and the external wall, which is over here and over here, that is going to be 150. So let me just copy this or this middle line here over by the distance that I have here. So it is, say, from here to here is 3,000 millimeters, so that's what I'm going to do. Grab onto these, copy, well, the middle line. And the measurement for it is 3,000, going to my right. Alright, then from there, the next one, which is this here, is actually 3,600 millimeters away from this one that we just drew. So we're going to do that now. So we're going to, you can offset, you can copy the method that you choose. It doesn't really matter. Alright, so I'm going to my right, 3,600. And as I said, you could offset, you could copy. Alright, and then the final wall is actually 3,300 millimeters away from this one here. So 3,000 millimeters away from this one here. So I'm going to offset this one here. 3,300. Did I do the right thing? Offset 3,300. Okay. Alright. Now let me utilize my multi-line tool to draw up this N1 here. This is a 150 millimeter wall thick. And these internal one here, ML, is a 100 millimeters thick wall. So I'm going to change it from 150 here to 100. And then draw out my middle lines. Alright, now once those are in place, I'm pretty much set for those. So now I can now remove these center lines that I have in the middle. Please bear in mind that you could have offsetted everything. Alright, now once those are in place, I'm going to draw a line across the top here. And this is going to represent the bottom of my wall plate on top of my ring beam. Then I'm going to offset this line here up by 50 millimeters. And this 50 millimeters represents the wall plate. Alright, these three lines that I have done using multi-line tool, I'm going to explode them. And let me extend the lines up, and I'm only extending the end walls up. Alright. Now once that is in place, what is there for me to do? I need to show where the windows are and where the doors are. Now typically the windows and the door are on the same height in terms of like the top. Alright. Now so what we'll be using, that means that we'll be using one of the measurements for probably the tallest door that is there. Now, the tallest door that is here is actually 2100, so we're going to use that height. So I'm going to offset this line here up 2100. Alright, and this line here will represent the top of my windows. Over on this side it did cut through. I'm going to clean up my drawing a bit. Alright, now over here, solid wall, so we're not going to have any line passing through it. Over here we have this opening here, so we're going to show this opening. We have this opening window here, we're going to show that, and here. Now these are W1 windows, and the dimensions for W1 window is that it is actually an awning window, and it is 1200 wide by 1200 high. But we're only focusing on the height for this here because we're doing an elevation. So 1200 millimeters. So I'm going to offset down 1200 millimeters like this. And I'm going to clean up my drawing by trimming away, and I'm selecting my cutting plane here, trimming away this portion in the middle here, leaving my big windows there. And then I'm going to show my opening right here from that kitchen to the dining, I think. So I'm going to trim out everything here, and I'm going to redraw this one here using dynamic tracking. Alright, so this is my opening. Now I need to refine my windows now. Now these are awning type windows, and awning type windows basically how they open is that they open in a fashion where they open like an awning. So they probably open up like this, and then you'll like, well, let me just draw an arrow to indicate that. So it will open in this direction here. So this is just an arrow. So it will open out like an awning, if you know what an awning is. Alright, but I'm not going to be drawing it open. I'm going to be drawing it closed. So what I'll be doing, I'll simply be adding my window jamb. I'm going to offset 50 on either side of these line here, and I'm going to place these on my windows layer. I'm just going to draw a line down the middle like this, and then offset 25 on either side. Then I have to copy or match the property to get these on my windows layer. Alright. Now once that is in place, it's the same window over here that is going to be on the other side, so I can simply copy this window and place it on the next side without having to redraw the window. Alright, there you go. Now once that is in place, the only thing that we need to do, we need to check to see where the other windows are. Now there are windows in the background, as you can see here. So if we cut here and we're looking in the direction of the arrow, it means that we'll see this window in the background in the bedroom number 2. We'll see these two windows in the background in the dining area, and we'll see this door here in the background in the kitchen area. So let me draw these elevation windows, alright, the W1 window, and it says that the W1 window is an awning type window. Remember, 1200 millimeters wide by 1200 millimeters high. So we're going to simply be drawing a rectangle 1200 by 1200. So it's 1200 by 1200. So 1200 millimeters, tab key, 1200 millimeters, enter. Now we have a rectangle. Let's just go ahead and place this on our windows layer. And all I'm going to do is offset the jamb, which is going to be 50, or the framing for the window. Alright. And then I'm going to leave it as is because it's an awning window, unless my awning window is divided into two. But based on how I have it here, I have it as one opening. Alright, so now it's just a matter of me placing my windows. Now, for the W1 window, it is, I'm going to assume that it's exactly in the middle. Now they told us that any dimension not given are left to our discretion, so we're going to use our discretion here, and we're going to put the window smack in the center of the bedroom there, just like that. Alright, now once that is in place, it's now time for me to add the window to the other portions here, other window to this dining area. So there is one on either side. I don't know, I'm going to space it out as yet, but what I might do is that I'll probably, let me just offset 300 on either side of this here, so I can kind of reference it. Then I'll simply just copy this, CP, enter, and I'll probably place it right here. Alright, let me copy it again, change my base point, and then place it, I'll place it right here. Alright, and it looks almost like what is in the thing there, so let's work with that there. Now the only thing that is missing now is for us to add the door, and the door that is in the kitchen area. As you can see here, they say that it's a W2 door. They say that a W2 door in this here is a flush door, and it is 900 millimeters wide by 12 by 2000 millimeters high. So let's start by drawing a rectangle. So a rectangle, alright, so 900 millimeters wide, tab key, 2000 millimeters high, enter. That's our door. Now once we have that in place, let's see if we can place it where it needs to be. Now we're going to be judging or assuming where we're going to be placing this here. Now I don't want it to be smack flush on this wall here, so what I'll do, I'll probably bring it over by about 6 inches. That's about 150 in terms of millimeters. Alright, and it can just look like that. I'm going to also need a little door jamb for it. Alright, so I'm going to draw a little door jamb, or at least something so I can reference it. Now I'm going to be offsetting. Let me first fillet this here. I'm going to offset these here, join, by 50 millimeters, because that's the width thickness of the door, I guess. I might have to erase the top lines here. So let me now move my door into place. Place it on my door layer. Let's move it. Place it right here. Alright, so it means that our door jamb needs to be moved down a bit. But let me just remove the top ones altogether. Let me just explode that. Select this, EX, explode. Let's just move it down, see if this works out. And then we can now simply just fillet the corners. Or trim. The option is yours. Now on this side here, let me fillet this corner, and I'm going to mirror this to the other side, and fillet the corners. Let's just place everything on the door layer. Let me do the same for the passage here earlier as well. Alright, and just add a little door, assuming that it swings on this side here, a little door knob. Alright, I don't need anything more than that. Maybe I could do a little rectangle or something for the handle if we're using that type of handle. Alright, now once that is in place, it's time for us to focus on some other portions. So for example, places, because we're basically done with everything there. We're going to do the foundation and all that stuff now. So let me offset this line here down by, and I'm starting with the measurements that they gave us. So they said that first slab is 100 millimeters thick. There's a sunscreen on it, and there's a 50 blinding on it as well. So we're going to do this one first. So we're starting with the blinding. Alright, so we're offsetting that 50 first. Oh, so we're starting with the sunscreen. Alright, then we're going to go with the reinforced concrete. Then we're going to go with the blinding, then the hardcore. So let's do that. Alright, so we're going with, so we're offsetting, I believe it was 20. Let me double check. Yeah, so we're offsetting the 20. Then we're going to offset that by another 100 millimeters for the slab. We're going to offset that by, how much is left? Um, 50 and then 150. So offset that by 50 and then hardcore 150. Alright, now once that is in place, it's now time for us to do the foundation portion. So what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be offsetting the hardcore down, or this line that represents the hardcore down, by about 900. This is one of the measurements not given, so it's up to our discretion. So we're offsetting 900 millimeters down. From here, we're going to be offsetting up the thickness of the foundation pad footing, and they told us that the height was 200 millimeters. Let me double check. Foundation, continuous strip footing, thickness, so it's 200 millimeters thick, 600 millimeters wide. So let's do that. So it's offset 200 up in the here like this. And then from there, all we're going to be doing is that we're going to be extending these lines down to match these here. So I'm going to select this line as my extension point, type EX to extend, telling AutoCAD that I want to extend these lines down to that line. So let me just mass extend those. Alright, just like that. Now once that is in place, it's time for us to draw or add the foundation footing that is actually 600 millimeters wide. Now if it says 600 millimeters wide, then it means that I'm going to be offsetting, let me double check on that there, 600 millimeters wide, so I'm going to be offsetting 300 on either side of this line that I've just drawn. Your technique might be a bit different, but this is just mine. Once I have those two lines in place, I'll copy these and place them at the other walls like this. Alright, let's clean up our drawing. We can fillet these corners here. Alright, this here extends down to meet this here. And now everywhere the floor level cuts through the wall, we're going to be trimming out the floor. Alright, the only place that we're not going to be removing all of that is going to be where the opening is. So for example here, we're trimming away everything to this side here because the floor does not go through the wall there. Same thing here, the floor does not go through the wall here. This is a solid wall. But where does the floor go? It does not go through this wall here. This is the external wall. But here we have an opening here, so it means that the slab goes through the wall. However, I don't believe the hardcore will go through the wall. Alright, so hardcore removed. Alright, blinding also removed. And now we remove the wall. Alright, just like that. Now once that is in place, it's time for us to now add some more information to our drawing, such as sorting out the roof information. So we're going to be adding the roof now. Alright, now the roof, they say that it's a hip roof. How you do the roof is up to you. They didn't give us the roof here, so you decide. Now the easiest thing to do right now is to simply draw a line at an angle of 30 degrees along here. Alright, but first, before you do that, let's find the center of this line here and draw a line up the middle like this, just to identify the middle. Alright, and let's draw our line at 30 degrees for the pitch of the roof, 30 degrees. Just like that. Let's move this to the other side. Nope. And let's fillet them together. And this is the easiest way to get things out. Alright. Now once that is done, let me just join these and offset them out by the rafter thickness, which is 150. Now if they gave you something in the exam, you could use that, but it's not given here, so we're using our discretion. They tell us that the overhang for the roof was, let's see, roof overhang is 450. So what do? We're going to be offsetting 450, and this offset is just for reference purpose, the outer lines that represent the wall. And then we're going to be simply extending or filleting these rafter lines to meet it. Alright, wherever it passes through here, we're going to cut out this portion here. Now this portion here is known as the bird's mouth. Alright, on this side here we're doing the same thing. Let's extend over, and we can trim. So on the other side I filleted, over this side I'm trimming. And again we're doing the whole trim thing. Trim out the bird's mouth area. Alright, now please bear in mind my wall plate could be a bit thinner, so it could be 50 by 100, so you know it would be a bit shorter than this. Alright, but I'm working with a 150 mm wall plate. Alright, now here we have the roof all in place, so let's add the rafters. Now we're just going to draw a line down the middle here, and I might just use my multi-line tool to do something. So I might ML and then change my scale to 50, and then I'll simply just draw down my line like this. Grab these, explode. Let's grab onto these outer lines and select this one. And let's copy to the left and to the right. Well, I'm going to do it to the right. And the offsetting or the copying distance to my right is going to be 600 millimeters, because this is the spacing for the rafters. Now in the exam they might tell you another thing, so whatever they tell you in the exam you use that one there. So let's go with 600, enter. Let's go 1200, enter. From there I'll just use some copy commands and then add it to different location, or extend it, or make copies going to my right. From there I can clean up my drawing by trimming away the excess line, cleaning up my drawing. Alright, just like that, leaving all of that. Only thing that's left for us to do is we can now easily just mirror all of this to the other side of the roof. So let's mirror it to the other side of the roof. There we go, that is in place. Now we basically do all of the things that are needed for us. So what are we going to do? We're going to add labels, dimensions, some more detailed information into our drawing. Alright, so let's go. And I'll also add the title. Now you don't need to fuss it too much about the title. You can simply just write the name. So you could say section, and you could put through, and then you type A dash A, like that. Change the font size. In this case it's going to be changed to 150. Let's stretch this out a bit. Then just below that you're going to write the scale, 150. I like when my scale type it right in here is about half the size of the main title, and then I like to align mine to the right. When it's like this, and then I push it more to my left, so it aligns here like this. I also like to underline my text. Now please bear in mind you could also get the title from tool palette. I'm just doing this to show you that you don't really need to go all fancy. Alright, so there we have it there. Now once that is in place, let's add some dimensions. So vertical dimensions, so we're capturing height of our awning window here. It should be on my dimension there. And let's continue our dimension. Alright, Now same thing on the side, we're going to capture probably from the ridge there to the fascia, and then we continue down, thickness of the fascia. Probably could capture here, and here, here, and the thickness of the slab right there. And just for showing off purpose, you could also just one of them, you don't need to do all of them. Like this. I'm going to edit my dimension style. I'm going to change the text height to something a bit smaller. So it's currently at 2. Let's make it 1. Set current of view time, close that. Alright. Let's place these on our dimension layer. Alright, now once these are on our dimension layer, that's pretty much done and dusted. I don't think I'm going to capture too much dimensions because they don't act so much. Let's do some others. So like for example, from the ring beam down, I think. Alright, every other thing is pretty much there, captured. So let's add, we can add some details to this here. Now remember, you know, we can lay out our drawing, and when we're laying out our drawing, let's find our drawing. This is where you do your scaling. Alright, so all you're going to do here is zooming a bit on the drawing, and then you're going to go here, select 1 in 50. It's going to automatically adjust your drawing to fit. And there you go. If you're not seeing your dimensions, let me double check. If you're not seeing your dimension, double tap, then select 1 in 50 again until you see them. Alright, and that is only if your dimensions are annotated. Alright, that's only if your dimensions are annotated. Let's move this out of the way. Alright, now once this is done, we can add some more information to this here, just because if you're finished, you can add a lot more detail to the drawing. Alright, so we have the hardcore there, right? We can hatch this portion here using the earth pattern. Let's find that one there, earth. Alright, let's change the scale of the earth pattern to 15. Let's increase it a bit more to 30. And let's just put it at an angle, about 45 degrees. Alright, and this is just me being extra. Let me just add it to my hatch layer. For these other portion here, hardcore, I'm going to hatch it using the one that says gravel. And I'm going to change the scale from 1 to 15. Maybe that's a bit too big. Let's go 10. Alright. For the concrete here, we're going to use sun, I believe. Or if there is a concrete hatch pattern, we'll use that. So let's look for AR conch. AR conch. AR conch would do us good. AR conch. Alright, and this would be for the concrete here. Alright. Now once I'm going to now do the screed, and the screed is going to be hatched using sun. So let's find sun, AR sun. So let's do that one there, that one there, that one there. Let's just do the screed as well. Oops. Let's just close and start over the new one. In here, there's some S's inside here. And sort that out afterwards. Alright, now over here we forgot to do the hatch, so we're just going to hatch inside here using sun, and then we'll just match the property from the AR conch over here to what is over here. Alright, now once all of that is in place, you see these lines here, we're going to make them in detail to represent our foundation profile. Alright, and let's close off these ends here with solid lines. let's match some properties. So I want it to be grab onto these again. Alright, let's grab onto these lines. And I'm just going to place them at the other location using a suitable base point. And this is just to save time because I don't want to be trimming out anything and redrawing anything. Alright, now there you go. Now more information can be added, more details can be added to the walls and such, the windows and such. For the roof, what you can do for the detail here, draw a line down the middle, offset it on either side by 25, draw a line across the top, offset that down by about 150, I think, 150 or 800, 150 or 200, it's up to you for the ridge board. Alright, so it might be best if I offset it by 150, 200, yeah, 8 inches. $200. And then you just simply trim what needs to be trimmed. So for all of this here, you just remove all of this. You can trim out this in the middle. Add this down. Add this down. And this is the ridge board. Alright. Alright, so we have the ridge board in place. You know, you can do some work to this here. You could add the ring beam. You could probably offset this, offset. Alright, let me just draw a rectangle. The rectangle is going to be 150 wide. Tab key. Height is going to be 300. On this here, I'm going to offset it inwards by 25. I am then going to offset it inwards again by 12. And I'll draw some circles at the corner, and I'm doing this quickly. And I'm just killing time at this point, basically. Let's move it, position it a bit, and I'm going to mirror it around. Once I have that in place, I'm going to be hatching using air conch. Let me change the scale to something a bit more denser, probably 5. That's not dense enough. 0.5 maybe. Let me try that again. Alright, so hatch, hatch, hatch. Alright. Now once I have that in place, let me grab onto this and I'm going to copy it and place it where? Right underneath my ring beam like this. All I need underneath or on the top of all of these. Oh. Alright. For the internal walls, that is going to be a different measurement. Now on this here, you could add a lot more information. So think about your eave detail right here. Think about your ridge detail here. Think about your foundation footing detail here. Alright, so this is basically it, and I'm going to wrap it up here. I don't want to waste any more time. Please ensure that you go through the video. Do not skip through. Just listen to what I have to say so you can master this concept here. Alright, now this was very simple. Alright, and I'm sure that you will do extremely well in the exam if this question or a question like this were to come up where it requires you to produce a sectional elevation without having to redraw the floor plan. Alright, because you don't need to. Alright, now thanks for watching this video. If you're not subscribed, please do share this information, share the content with your classmates so they can do extremely well in the exams as well. Alright, now see you next time on the next video.